Hello, and thank you for listening to another episode of Dan Tony Sports. My name is Dan Snyder. I'm joined today by Dan O'Shea, Tony Casper, and we have a special guest, Chuckles. How you guys doing tonight?
Great. Fantastic.
Better now that you called him Chuckles.
Let's hopefully keep that going.
Yeah, of course.
The Chuckles from here on out.
Yeah.
There is nothing else.
You know the candy? They're delicious. The Chuckles, the jelly. jelly
I know
candies,
what candy you're speaking
they're
of.
so good. Yeah,
Yes.
delicious.
Your namesake.
Yeah, of course.
Apparently.
Yeah, I think you should get royalties.
That'd be awesome.
Just like
Starting now.
Just like I own the pretzel company.
They
Whatever.
all know I'm
Nice.
set up for diabetes. I have such a sweet tooth. I constantly eat sugar, so
See,
perfect.
it's a perfect fit.
Perfect.
I like it.
We got a good show tonight. We're going to be talking, again, for the third time, not a problem, but again, for the third time, we're going to be talking NHL and NBA playoffs, as we've now gotten to the finals in each of those sports. But first tonight, we have our pigskin poetry, as always. So without further ado, so your new team traded you to the Cleveland Browns. Sucks to be you, Brock. You got signed by a team, but in the draft, they still traded down. Sucks to be you, Mike Glennon. The moment you realize Johnny Manziel might be your new quarterback, sucks to be you, City of New Orleans. You were a starter, and then a backup, and then a starter, but now we're a backup again, behind Russell Wilson. Sucks to be you, Colin Kaepernick. You just remembered that you're a New York Jet. Sucks to be you, all 53 players on the team. Your team talked about wanting to trade you all offseason, but it didn't happen. So now you got to sit there and pretend that you're not mad. Sucks to be you, Richard Sherman. When you heard the news that if Eli Manning gets hurt, Geno Smith is your backup quarterback, sucks to be you, New York Giants fans. Knowing that no matter what happens, the New England Patriots will still win the Super Bowl again this year, sucks to be us, NFL fans.
How I hope your entire portrayal of that is inaccurate.
Yes.
Although I did happen to notice you didn't say anything about the sucking to be Dallas Cowboys fans.
Because it doesn't right now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Everything's trending up in that area.
Yeah.
When you have a rookie,
that's what America needs.
when you have a rookie quarterback who steps in and takes over, it's looking pretty good. When you have a rookie running back who should have broken the rushing record,
Rookie rushing record, yeah.
He should have broken any rushing record.
Behind that offensive line, I could probably break a rushing record or two.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So, of course, I didn't say anything about the Cowboys because it doesn't suck to be a Cowboys fan.
Fair enough.
It does suck to be a Jets fan. At least I hope they're finally doing a rebuild, but oh well.
I mean, when you rebuild with sticks after your sticks already got knocked down, is there too much to be happy about? I don't think so.
Yeah. I just hope the last part's wrong because I can't see the Patriots win another Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I'm ready for them to be done.
You can't see that, or you don't want to see it? Because
I don't want
I
to
totally see it.
I don't want to see it. I'm done seeing it. I've seen it enough in my entire life of being a fan of the sport.
Was it 17 years? They won
Palpatine
5?
and Vader need to both consider retirement, and Brady might retire, and then you've still got Belichick, who. I mean, Brady even said he himself is a system quarterback, so I'm a little worried that whoever,
We've seen it.
The Dark Lord, decides to bring in after that is going to be just as effective.
I mean, we've seen it. Matt Castle.
Yeah, what happened to him after selling his soul to Belichick?
Garoppolo did well.
Yeah, if he could stay on the field. And I mean, to the point where the Browns were considering trading the number 1 overall pick for a person who's played a total of 2 games.
It seems to be the story with the Patriots, though. For whatever reason, it seems to be the system. Maybe he is a system quarterback. Maybe he just gets the system better than everybody else. But Belichick has proven time and again, I mean, to your demise, and for your team, you've watched it happen.
Well, I feel bad for Bills, Jets, and Dolphins fans as a whole. The whole, like you were talking about, the whole league suffers. But the Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets fans really suffer.
Yeah, it's pretty bad to be a fan of the AFC East if you're not a Patriots fan. But we're not
Tell
gonna
me about it.
we're not gonna talk about the NFL right now.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of time to talk about football coming up. As
100 days.
100 days till the
100
NFL.
days.
As
Yep.
of Tuesday, less than 100 days for college football.
93 to be exact.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited because right out the gate we get a battle of top 5 teams.
Oh, the game slated for week 1 are fantastic.
Alabama versus Florida State.
Yeah, and
That's
that's
a great game.
Great game to start off the season. I'm glad college football has some marquee events to kick off the year because a lot of times you end up with those cupcake matchups, but we need a few to start off the year. And before you really gotten into the groove of something, let's throw the talent on the field and see which heavy hitter comes out.
Last year's matchups were pretty good too. We were questioning whether or not they were going to blow the whole season off the first 3 weeks.
Yeah, so college football, definitely a lot of fun. I'm going to be doing a lot more blog posts. I don't know if you guys happen to look at it yet. I gave my top 25 to start the season. I have Penn State ranked 1 through 5, and then everyone else after that.
Oh,
That's
HIO.
fair. I'm sure that's not a not biased at all. And
interesting.
No, I've got Penn State at number 3. I'm not going to lie.
Okay.
I think that's a totally fair place to put them.
I'd probably have them in the top 5 right now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, of course, Alabama's got to be number 1.
Yeah, it's hard to say that they're not going to be. Is Saban still coaching?
Yeah,
Number 1.
yeah, exactly.
It's always theirs to lose.
And they're not losing it anytime soon, it appears.
Who's number 2?
Oh, my number 2 is USC.
Okay.
All right, they came on strong at the end of the year. I can see that.
solid choice.
I don't remember 100% if who the rest were, but I can look it up really quick because it's actually in my hands right now, I believe. So give me 1 second, and I will find that out for you. Here it is.
Don't be afraid to speak up.
Yep, number 1, Alabama. Number 2, USC. Number 3, Penn State. Number 4, Florida State. Number 5, Oklahoma.
Oh, Oklahoma, really?
Yep.
Well, that'll be decided early because Oklahoma sees Ohio State at the Horseshoe this year.
And Ohio State's my number 6.
Yeah, well, we'll see.
The only reason I didn't have Ohio State in the top 5 is because they lost 3/4 of their starting secondary. They lost a linebacker. They lost a star running back. And their quarterback is still J.T. Barrett.
2 straight years consecutive number 2 recruiting class in the country. So, obviously, talent going out, there's talent coming in. The longer Urban Meyers is there, the more likely that talent is to continue.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest drop that I had will probably be Michigan at 10.
I think that's fair to say. Although I'm not going to write them off, especially given Harbaugh. I mean, that talent that comes in, the longer he's there, too, the same way it worked for Myers, the more talent he brings in.
Here's the problem, though, and I hate that we're going on such a long tangent now about college football, but we're doing it.
Final thing. Go ahead. Get it out.
Yes, Urban Meyer lost a lot, yes, but he didn't lose 17 starters.
Oh, no, absolutely. Michigan lost most of its starting, almost most of it starting on both sides of the ball. So they're going to have a hard time in the beginning of the year. And whether or not they can mold is going to be, that's going to determine where they are this season.
Wilton Spate is still a sophomore. So,
Didn't they all go to Rome together?
Yay!
Yeah.
Hey, maybe they've congealed a bit.
Bonding?
Yeah,
Bonding
you never
time?
know. You never know.
Right.
Rome could have done it. Go in the Vatican.
My dark horse, though, at number 7, Oklahoma State.
Oh, that's an interesting
bold
choice. That's pretty bold considering
Yeah.
the Big 12 doesn't get any love whatsoever.
I honestly see no reason. It's because they don't have a championship game.
I understand, and hopefully they'll correct that because it needs to be done.
Not for the next 4 years, they're not.
Yeah, well, it's killing them come playoff time. I think that's been proven.
Oh, absolutely. It 100% is. There's no reason Oklahoma shouldn't have been a contender for the playoff, except they don't have a true championship game. One of the things, you have to be the champion of your league, and they still have this bogus, last game of the season determines champion.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also them missing out on another game that other teams get to play. I mean, especially big conference teams when they all have those championship games. This is another game on their schedule that can pat their resume because usually it's against the top 25.
Yeah, I mean, not years ago it wasn't when they actually had the championship game. I remember Mac Brown at Texas beating Colorado 73-10 in the Big 12 championship game.
There's that.
But at least it was a championship, and it was a dominant win. So if they were the playoff back then, that would have been fresh in their mind. They'd have been in.
You know what? That's a good segue. Speaking of playoffs.
Finally. What was this episode's topic again? Because I forgot.
Playoffs? So, as Tony's saying, playoffs happening right now. Not at this very moment, but playoffs are happening now. Hockey. We've already got to see a game. Started off horrible, got good, ended horrible. I think we can all agree that
Well, from my opinion, yeah, Pittsburgh won.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's 3 of the 4 of us. What about you, Chuckles?
I thought it was kind of interesting that it was going back and forth at the end. You know, I don't have a horse in the race in this. I'm just enjoying that playoff hockey as a whole. I kind of am not looking forward to all the country singers, but other than that, I think that it kind of got exciting going back and forth until the last 2 goals. When it got tied, I wanted to go into overtime, but that didn't happen.
Yeah, I don't have a horse in the race either, but I know there's a horse in it that I hate.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'm perfectly happy to root against the Pittsburgh Penguins and my stupid brother and his fandom. Yeah, it was a great game. Predators should have some things to be happy about. They held the Penguins to 12 shots on goal,
Which is amazing. For such a high offense that Pittsburgh has.
Yeah.
I personally, from what I did watch and from what I was reading today, seemed like Nashville can compete against them. They seemed like they had a really good control of the game in a hostile environment. Game 1, they've never been to the Stanley Cup before, so this is uncharted territory for them. But one thing I noticed is they didn't rough up Crosby at all. They weren't getting into him like you saw in all the Eastern Conference games where they would slash, hack, whatever they could get away with on Crosby they would do. But Nashville just seems to play him man up.
I was going to say, I don't think they really need to. I think Malkin said it best. He said, playing the Predators, usually you have to worry about one guy like Carlson out there when they're facing the Senators. And he said with the Predators, it's like facing 4 or 5 Carlsons. Like, they play great defense. They're quick and they're very smart. They get in the passing lanes.
They're also big, just overall size, too. And you see them on the ice, they're just imposing players. And I think that they have the speed to be able to compete with the Penguins. I mean, personally, I want to see it be a good series, too. I just intend to stay by the game. I'm all for the games being entertaining. As long as Pittsburgh lose, they could go to 7 and into overtime.
I want to see a sweep.
Yeah, well, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, not in the way you want it.
Yeah, you might see the worst kind of sweep. Did you guys see the goal that was overturned? A late offsides call after, I think, PK Subban shot the goal, or maybe he was the one.
I caught the video just before I left to come here, and from my understanding, it was 15 seconds after the goal was scored. So they were passing after it had gone through, but they went back at the replay and saw that he was offside.
Yeah, that's the new rule, and I hate it, and I don't think it should be a thing. However,
did they use it in the regular season?
I believe so, because it was the Predators that I think caused the rule change. They were
the one that lobbied for this, and then it came back and beat them? Go figure.
So, or I don't know if they necessarily lobbied, but it was a game. I think it was them against the Avalanche or something. So it must have been regular season, because Avalanche didn't make any kind of postseason.
Can we get Tom Brady to just join the Predators for a day? Because then they'll get all the calls.
Well, I mean, no, we already have one of those on the ice, and that's Crosby.
Yeah. No.
I understand you want it for the Predators, but that's not going to happen.
No. Crosby, as much as I hate the Penguins, Crosby is not as bad as Tom Brady.
He's pretty bad, and he's Canadian.
I understand he's Canadian, and you're bringing up a lot of angry feelings right now.
I don't know the hatred for this for Canada in this room. I hope we don't have any Canadian listeners, because we've definitely just.
I love
scared
Canada.
them away.
And I love Canada. Spent a lot of time in Canada.
I
Very
have
I'll
peaceful
tell you why I
place.
hate Canada. They produce Justin Bieber.